Hello, WW2 TV world. It's Sunday. I haven't shaved. It's a day off, but I just thought I would explain to you a little bit about how World War II is funded and how you can help. Because as you notice, all the content I put is here on YouTube. I don't hide anything via Patreon. I don't have shows that you have to have reached a level of subscription. It's all just here available. But there are various ways that I select in order to fund it. So let me explain some of them through to you and how you can help. So the first thing is I'm getting to the size now where I get emails offering me sponsorship. Now, you've probably seen YouTube channels where the sponsor then at the beginning of a show, they will do a 30-second or 2 or 3 minutes about a VPN software or food deliveries or something like that. And that's a means the YouTuber has of getting an income. Now, I get these emails. I don't follow up on them. I don't do that tactic because I don't want you to be annoyed by, before we get into World War II TV, having to sit through 2 minutes of me trying to sell you something that I haven't really got my heart in. But it would bring in revenue. But there's an option I don't do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the YouTube ads. Now, YouTube ads, depending on where you are in the world, you may get none at all. You may get them all the time. It depends on various factors. But here are the options I select. I never have ads come in via YouTube automatically added midstream, meaning during a show. So if I'm talking to someone like John McManus for an hour and a half, sometimes if you're watching that and repeat, if I selected to have the YouTube ads midstream, every 5 to 10 minutes, an ad might come in that you don't control. It could be for anything. It could be for a zoo. It could be for Viagra, I don't know, and I have no control over that. The only YouTube ads that might come in are at the beginning of the show. So as you press the launch button to play it, you might get a short advert and you might get one at the end. But here's the thing. I select the option to make them skippable. So you got the little button at the bottom. So after 2 or 3 seconds, you can just skip the advert on. Now, skippable adverts means I earn less revenue, okay? But again, I don't want you to be bothered by too much interrupting of your World War II content. So there's the thing about advertising. It does make me revenue, but I'm selecting the option to make it easier and better for you, the video. The next thing is merchandise. On every show I do, there is a link in the description where you can buy World War II TV hoodies and mugs. I introduced a newer range recently with Rabbit Hole. Let's go down a rabbit hole. You know, that's my catchphrase. I say rabbit hole. You can buy merchandise. That helps me out quite a lot because I get a commission on every sale, etc., etc. The next things, of course, are Patreon and YouTube channel member. Now, Patreon, I know one of the issues there is people don't like giving a regular account, a payment out of their account. They know Patreon takes a commission. Well, all services take some sort of commission. And the other thing that happens, if maybe you have been a Patreon member, is that Patreon doesn't necessarily remind you when your card has run out. So every month, as I get to the end of the month and my Patreon payment goes through, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 people whose payment does not go through because their card has run out. So if you are a patron or you have considered being one, do check your details, keep up to date so that you can continue to make that payment. But some people just don't like the Patreon system, and I get that. It's like other things like PayPal. Some people don't like using PayPal. That's why there's the YouTube channel member option. So there are various levels. Now, again, I don't offer huge amounts of perks. I don't start, giving free gifts. I don't do private stuff for benefits, things like that, because I put all my effort into bringing content. And as you know, I put an awful lot of content out. We are pushing 700 live shows. So I just haven't got the time to offer too much. I would like people to be YouTube members simply because they believe in what I'm doing and they like and appreciate having access to the content that I'm producing. So that's an option there. But the new one, there's a new option. That's what I wanted to tell you about. And that is the thanks. Now, if you look below the screen you're watching on, you have the various like up and down buttons for liking. There's probably the share button. You might have the download button if you're a YouTube Premiere user. But to the right of that is the little heart-shaped one. You should be down there somewhere. With pointing my finger, it should be about there. And that's the thanks. Now you can click that on any of the shows, and that means you can give me a one-off donation of $2 or more if you want to. It's customizable. Now, obviously, YouTube takes a commission, but it's a way of you just, if you're feeling a bit flushed, if you've just been paid, if you've had a good weekend, whatever it would be, you can just give me a little bit of a donation. I'd like to think you think of it like going to the movies, or you've rented a film on your smart TV or on your phone or something. If you've enjoyed it, we're in a world now where we pay for the things we enjoy. So I believe the quality of the content I'm giving you is worthy every now and then of a little donation. So the $2 or $5 you give for a show you particularly enjoyed, you particularly liked, me speaking to a historian you've appreciated for years, that helps me out considerably, because I said, didn't he ask me anything? I want this to be an absolute long-term project for me. And at the moment, I'm still not making enough money for it to be a full-time profession. I have to do other things, which I don't mind doing. I do my guiding in Normandy, etc., etc. A bit of film work, consultancy work here and there. But I really, really would like to make this my full-time profession, so I can dedicate pretty much I dedicate 7 days a week to it already, but devote 7 days a week to it comfortably, so I can kind of tell Mac, my other half, that this is not a waste of my time. I've been 3 years into it now. I absolutely love what I'm doing. But with 45,000 subscribers and some shows now, the best viewed show is the Carrington Band of Brothers one we did a couple of years ago. That's up to 500,000 views, etc., etc. So I just want to run through it again. So if this, I've got some questions. I'm surprised you're up and around wherever you are in the world. It's very, very, very late, early in the morning in the USA, or it's mid-morning in the UK, or wherever you are around the world. But if you watch the skippable ad and don't skip it, theoretically, I make more money. I mean, the money I make from adverts is absolute peanuts, okay, because of just the way it works. You have to get tens and tens of thousands of views to make any considerable amount of money from payments. I make more money on YouTube from the gifts. So I say the thanks, and during a show, it's been happening more recently. Thank you very much. For people who do that, you can pay a little $5 or $10 or pounds or whatever donation. I lose a commission on that, but the majority of that goes to me. The advertising revenue is you have to be one of those really big channels, with hundreds of thousands of views to really make a dent with advertising. It does help, but it helps a tiny amount. So I'll run through your options again of how you can help me. If you're a student watching this, if you really have no funds at all, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're watching World War II TV. What you can do is tell your classmates, tell your friends. If you're in a wargaming club, if you're in a video gaming community, whatever it would be, and you found this, or if then you can tell other people about it. That helps a lot, okay? So just because you don't have any income doesn't mean you can't help. You can share on social media. You can tell people what we're doing. My data is I get very, very few young people watching this. Under 17s is almost negligible on this channel. Even 20s, it's not very many. It's mostly people like me, middle-aged spread, who are interested in World War II TV. But so that's your first option, is share what we're doing on social media, tell people, and leave comments. The sidebar chats are fantastic. I'm so pleased that they are so active. I go back and watch them myself sometimes, and you're so knowledgeable and you're so appreciative of the historians we bring. You give good questions. We can't get to every one of them. The sidebar is helpful, but also come back afterwards and leave a comment. That's the next thing you can do, is after a show, say, I really enjoyed that, Woody. I hope you bring that guy back again. Or tell us if you've bought the book. Tell us if you're going out and reading more about it as well. That encourages the author. The author, I can then show to other authors, hey, look, you come on my channel. These 20 people, these 30 people all said they went out and bought your book, or they whatever. So that helps. So spread the word, like and comment. That's the first thing. Then in terms of financial assistance, you can do one-off payments. I go through it again. The one-off payment by pressing that thanks button on any of the shows, the little heart-shaped bit, bang, it just goes straight out of your account, and that goes straight into my YouTube monthly revenue. So that's great. Do it when you want to. Do it when you don't want to. Well, that's a weird thing. Do it when you want to, but do it when you can afford to do so, is what I meant to say. And I know people are going through troubled times. I know there's an economic crisis around the world. I know my friends in the UK, you're worried about your fuel bills, etc., etc. And I appreciate that completely. But every now and then, if you appreciate what we're doing, just $2 or $3. It's the cliche. It's the price of a cup of coffee. You'll forget you've paid it half an hour later, but it all helps me move forward with where I'm going on World War II TV. So the thanks there. The thanks during the stream, you can help. Then there is the Patreon monthly subscription, but then keep your cards up to date. The YouTube channel payment is possible. Another option, if you don't like any of those ones, is email me. And if you email me, you can make a donation to me via PayPal, a one-off. You can say, okay, I like what you're doing. I've been watching you for several years. I want to keep on watching you. Here's $50 or something. And then I put it through my accounts and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I pay tax on it, but that's fine. I enjoy paying taxes because I enjoy the benefits of living in France. So that's another option to help me. But I will stop talking now, unless there's any particular questions there. People are saying there that they're proud Patreon supporter. That's Scott Grimwood and Darren Little. You watch nearly all my content. Dean Murphy, you watch a lot of my content. A lot of you here, Bob, Magister, Foxtrot Romeo 25. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you. And please, please, please do not go away from this thinking that I don't appreciate you watching if you can't afford to help financially. I get that. That's one of the things I'm proudest of, is being able to bring history to people who can't afford to get it. Books are expensive. People can't always afford to travel to libraries, etc., etc. I'm very proud of the fact that you out there, as long as you've got an internet connection, and most people in most countries now have some sort of internet connection, you can get access to shows where you can listen to Peter Caddick Adams present, and Trent Hone and John McManus and Jenny Grant and Alina Novobilska and all these other people we bring your way, Michael Nyberg, and next week we've got some great shows coming your way, and Prit Buttar. I'm glad to be able to bring those people to you, and I will keep on doing it as long as I can make it viable, as long as I'm healthy enough to keep doing it. I love doing it. I'm not stressed by anything at all. But if you are in a position where you can help, it's not the begging cap out there. I'm not destitute. I don't have to, eat, scraps from the trash in the street. I don't have to do that. But I definitely had to take a drop in income to do this from being a battlefield guide. That is an absolute fact. Is if I gave this up now and I went back to battlefield guiding, although I don't fully enjoy battlefield guiding, I could earn more money for less time much more easily. But as you know, I really love doing this. So just to give me a bit of comfort, just so I can kind of tell my bank manager, because I'm thinking of trying to get I rent at the moment. I rent a house. I'd like to go back to owning a house again, which I did in the past, and for various reasons I don't again. I'd like to get on the property ladder again. I'm 54 years old, and going to my bank manager and saying how well YouTube is working for me and how much income is coming in beyond where I am now would be a step on the road towards going back to owning my own house. So there we are. That's all I'm going to say. And someone Baskov has already put in with a super sticker there. There we are. That's the kind of thing you can do, folks. That's using the sticker function if you're a member during the show. But anybody, whether you're a subscriber or not, can do the thanks, just the one-off. They call it kind of a buy me a cup of coffee on some social media sites. It's basically just a one-off. Thank you. So there we are. It was worth coming up. That's $5 coming in, even though I haven't shaved, and even though I was going to go and watch a film. I'm going to go and watch Anchorman and Anchorman 2 today. A complete break from World War II. Just have a bit of a giggle, and we'll be back tomorrow with RAF content coming your way. I'm really looking forward to that. Then after that, just so you know, it's Artillery Week. Then there's going to be a Trains Week coming up at some point. It's all busy. Lots more stuff coming your way. So there we are. Keep it under 15 minutes, maybe people watch it. So thanks again. Please consider helping. Please consider what you can do to share what we're doing with other people, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is Paul Woodadge for World War II TV. I will put my begging hat back on, literally, figuratively, but thanks for listening. And if you can consider being more of a assistance to me, I would really appreciate. Cheers, everybody. Have a good Sunday. Bye.